Ji, hello students. How are you? Hope you are doing well. You are very nice class. You respond very well to all the questions, queries, or assignment that I have given you. Now, yet another episode you can say, or yet another lecture on correlation. So this time we are going to calculate it numerically. So this is also called numerical method. Up to now we have done the graphical method, right? And you all responded very well to graphical method. That was very good thing. Now the numerical part of this correlation is that this method is named after famous statistician Carl Pearson, and this is numerical measurement between the relationship of two data series x and y. We name them as x and y, and it is given by this formula. We write r for coefficient of correlation, and it is calculated with this formula. And we have already studied that r lies between -1 to 1. The value of r must be between these two limits only, and if r is 1, that means it is a perfect positive correlation. R is -1 means perfectly negative correlation. R is 0 means no correlation. So this we already know. Just now we have to calculate r. So for r we need covariance and sigma x sigma y. This sign is called sigma, and covariance already written here. So sigma x or sigma y stand for standard deviation. So standard deviation I will tell you side by side when we will study this method. Now first of all, covariance, because they are, as you have seen here, this is the value of r here. So to calculate this we need two things, covariance and sigma x sigma y. So in the next slide the method of calculating covariance and sigma x sigma y is given. So this is the method of calculating covariance. What we have done, sigma stand for summation, means you are given some series x and y. If you add all the observation, this sum will be denoted by sigma x, this will be sigma y, right? If we write the sigma x divided by n, what is n? N means how many values do you have. So if you divide sigma x by n, so that will give you the mean or average, and it is written as x bar. Similarly you can write y bar, and these are the mean values. So here in this formula you can see, in covariance formula, the first one, it is given sigma x minus x bar. So to calculate x minus x bar, what we have to do, like here is x minus x bar is the mean that you have already calculated. You have to subtract these two and write all the values. Similarly for y also, for y data set y, let this be the y terms. Similarly you write y minus y bar and calculate all the summation of these, right? In this way you calculate all different summation. And for the covariance we need the product of these two, means you calculate these two terms. Again I am writing it. We will solve it fully in numerical questions. Here only just you have to come to know the idea. X minus x bar, you have one data set, another will be y minus y bar. Then you have to multiply these two. Here you have to product these two and get the summation of all the product terms. So that will give us sigma x bar, x minus x bar into y minus y bar. Similarly in this standard deviation you have to write x minus, now here you need x minus x bar whole square, and you have to add all the terms in this table, and you calculate this thing and take the under root of this. So these are the formula part. Now when we put these two formulas in the r, the coefficient of correlation, we get this as a result. So this is the formula. Now we have come to know, you will be given two data set x and y, what you have to do, either you calculate in this way or you can use this formula also. This is much easier because we don't need to find the average x bar y bar in this formula. You just have x and y. What we need, x into y we need here, so you multiply these two, get x into y. Then we need x square, so you make another table, write x square and y square. Because x y are given, to just have to multiply these two and get the term here, square x and get here square y and get this term. So you will complete this table and add these all, will give us the sigma value, sigma x, sigma y, and you will put all these values here and calculate this because it contains so much values, so it must be difficult to calculate, but don't worry, use of calculator is allowed. So you will use calculator to calculate all these values. So now come to the next thing. Now here is one question, calculate Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Here it is coefficient of correlation for this data. So data is given in terms of x and y. X is age and y is glucose level of that person. So what we have to do to use this method, the numerical method, what we have to do, we have to complete the table. So how to complete the table, these are the values. You can skip this step, you need not to write 1 2 3, just you write x values and here they are the y values. Now what we need for the formula, we need sigma x, we need sigma y, we need sigma x into y, we need sigma x square and sigma y square. So sigma x, sigma y is nothing but the sum here, the terms, sum of this series will be sigma x and sum of this series will be sigma y, and if you write here xy and you will summation here, we will have sigma xy. Similarly you have to complete all the tables. So let us see what are the steps. So first of all we write this in terms of a table. Next is this step, that what are the values that we need, as I have told you that we need xy, x into y, x square, y square. So these three table we have to complete. So this is the first step, we write the terms that we need. In the next slide, the xy table has been calculated. How to calculate xy means you take the first two values x and y, multiply these, you will get this, then the another value multiplying these, and we write all the values here. And in the next step we calculate x square. So here are the values of x, these are the values of x, we just square these. So calculating the square we get x square, and in the next we calculate the square of y, so we calculate y square. So these are the values of y, and squaring these we get y square. So now the table is complete, right? The table is complete. Now what we need to do, now we have to compute the sum. So sum means you have to add all the terms here. So here are 6 terms in total, so these are the summation, these 5 are sum. So first is sigma x, second is sigma y, this is sigma xy, this is sigma x square, and last is sigma y square. So we have all this sum now. Here they are all written, all the values are written here, number of terms are 6. So what we need to put it here, in place of n we put 6, and sigma xy, here is sigma xy, sigma x is the first value, sigma y is the second value, sigma x square is this the fourth value, sigma x whole square, sigma x whole square means this is sigma x, you have to square this, and all the other terms. In this way you put all the values here and you calculate with the help of calculator, and you have the result. And what is your answer? So here the answer is this 0.52. What does it mean? It means it is positive correlation because the value is positive. So positive correlation, but this is moderate, means not very high, not very low, it is in between 0 and 1. 0 means no correlation, 1 means perfect correlation. So this point must be 0.5 in between these two, so this is called moderate. If it is more than this, so it will be high positive. If it is less than, then it is weak correlation, right? In this way you can tell how the variable are related. Now see one more question in which we have to find standard deviation of x if coefficient of correlation is given. In this question, coefficient of correlation is already given. Standard deviation of x you need to find, standard deviation y is given, and covariance of xy is given. So here we have to use the first formula, that is the definition of coefficient of correlation, in which we have all the values like covariance is given, standard deviation of y, that means sigma y is given, r is given. So in this formula we put r, the covariance, and sigma y. Only term left is sigma x. So to calculate sigma x we take it this side and take 0.8 on the another side, and again you calculate this with the help of calculator, you get 6.98. that is the standard deviation of x. So this was all. So hope you understand well about this concept, and you can make all the tables and calculate this. Thank you.